Xenoblade Chronicles 2 on the Nintendo Switch. You might be wondering how I got here, because this is not the beginning of the game. You might be wondering a lot of things about what you just saw a few minutes ago. I think now might be the time to kind of set the stage a little bit. I'm about an hour into the game. More importantly, there were about an hour and a half of cutscenes in the prologue, with about 2 fights, tutorial battles, a ship you can explore, and basically a very minor boss fight. We should probably explain how we even got to that point. This game is being played from a cartridge. Don't ask me how long it took me to find this cartridge. I seem to have gotten... We'll restart. There's no way to, like, exit back to the menu, is there? I don't think there's a way to exit back to the menu. I completely forgot. Yep. No way to exit back to the menu. Fine. So we'll do it the old-fashioned way. By just resetting the game. This is a game that I somehow purchased. I think I seem to have purchased the last copy in a 50-mile radius. I was selling a bunch of games. I was actually in Civil War country. There was a video game store out in Western Maryland that actually had a used copy of this cartridge. So obviously I sold the games that all the extra, Switch and Xbox One and PlayStation 4 games I was selling at the time. And I had enough money to get this. Now, this game has apparently spiked in price in the last couple of years. The first Xenoblade Chronicles is everywhere. As weird as that sounds, the Wii version used to be impossible to find. You had to spend like $50, $60 to get it. I got it when the game was like $45 at some point. I still have the Wii version of Xenoblade Chronicles 2, or 1, the first game, on the Wii. Several videos on my channel include that video game. I have about 5 hours of content. I'll throw in some more videos later, because I do want to play more of Xenoblade Chronicles 1 on the Wii. The Switch version is everywhere. The third version of the game is everywhere, but that came out like in 2022. But Xenoblade Chronicles used to be a really hard to find game, and now it's pretty much everywhere. So patience is a virtue sometimes. Now this game, however, I'm going to try to not be too snarky about it, even though it's... Okay, look, the story is not good. It's the localization, the audio production is really kind of bad. Which is disappointing, because the first Xenoblade Chronicles was actually a somewhat decent game as far as localization goes, storytelling. This is, well, maybe there's a Japanese audio pack I believe you can download as DLC. I don't know if it's free, I ain't paying for it, but... the English voice acting is not great, unfortunately, and that's gonna be a problem. But we'll set the table a little bit first. There's only one game save, by the way. So what we're doing now is we're gonna kind of ignore the game save I made. We'll go back to the beginning of the game to set the table. Then we'll just ignore all the progress we've made. Let's try that. Yeah, see, there's only one game save. Why would? Okay, it's 2017, folks. There's no reason for this game to have only one game save on a console. This isn't like a MMO. Actually, technically it is. It's an offline MMO. But why would you only have one game save in an RPG? That's absurd to me. I'm not going to make you sit through the entire thing, by the way. Like I said, the storytelling is not good. In fact, just to establish things... you can pause the game and skip this to the next cutscene. our young man here is our main hero here is a salvager. And I do like this idea of floating around in the clouds and diving into the clouds to collect some salvage. That is kind of cool. What does that have to do with the first Xenoblade Chronicles? I really don't have any idea. At some point, I guess it'll pay off, or maybe this franchise will just turn into the next Final Fantasy, where every game is completely independent from each other. Which is just as well. It probably sells more copies that way anyway. Oh, Torina's character design comes from Nomura. Very good soundtrack on this game. Yasunori Mitsuda from Chrono Cross, Chrono Trigger, and a couple of songs in Legaia Duel Saga, and of course the original Xenoblade Chronicles. So it's not just Matsunori, but it's a very good soundtrack so far. So props to that. So again, this goes on for some time. So you saw the little thing that was floating in the clouds? That's Titan. So we'll skip this part. Again, I'm not gonna make it sit through all of this. I just want to set the table as far as the storytelling goes. Okay, here's a tutorial battle. Sometimes when our main character here salvages stuff, he brings up an enemy with him. So you gotta draw your weapon by pressing the A button. And to display the target, just press the R button. You can tell which enemy is targeted by using the marker displayed above its head. This is basic stuff, don't worry about it. You can also see their weapon if you don't want to continue the fight. So you hold down R and you press B. There's a menu that appears when you hold down the R button. Don't worry about it now. We'll talk more about that later. Press the target enemy with your weapon drawn. You'll execute attacks automatically, yeah. So yeah, if you're close to the enemy, you'll start swinging your sword at them. Start preparing my lunch.
Okay, time to take you down.
Okay, again, I've complained about the voice acting. The first Xenoblade Chronicles had I believe a European voice acting crew. I want to say it was out of England. There's a bit of English voice acting here. There's some Irish accents in it at some point. And I think there's a Canadian chick I'll probably hear a bit later. We'll get to that later. So it's a 3-hit combo, which charges, which is going to charge up a special attack that we'll have in a second. So you just kind of let the game play out. As in the first Xenoblade Chronicles, it's a game where you basically whip out your weapon to kind of circle the enemy so the game can auto-attack the enemy. Then eventually that builds up a meter. So the idea is to be close enough to an enemy so that you can build up a meter that performs a skill. And the skills are where you really make your money in this game. But at first, when you first start out the game, don't worry about this. Most of the game is on autopilot for this part, so that you can build up your skills and do strategies. Which we won't be able to do much of in this video, because it takes an hour for the strategy of this game to really build up. You'll get past the first hour of the game on automatic pilot, basically, so don't worry about that. So in the lower right-hand corner of the screen, there's an art that's ready to use. And there are special techniques that are distinct from auto attacks. And they map the controller buttons on my controller right here. So on the top of the diamond is the X button. So we'll be able to press that button to execute this art. After using an art, you have to wait until the recharge gauge surrounding the icon is refilled. The little pink border outside the top of that diamond means that the art is fully charged. And it will refill as you auto-attack enemies. So if you aren't swinging your weapon, that art can't be recharged. Which also means you can choose not to fight if you're in a party with multiple people in it. We'll get to that later. So you can press X to whip out the anchor shot.
Anchor shot! Ha!
So that's his art. It drops a potion. So you refill your health by whipping out that anchor shot, that grappling hook. Some arts, like the anchor shot, will always cause the enemy to drop an HP potion. So if you want to refill your health, you better whip out that anchor shot. If you want to whip out an anchor shot, you need to auto attack your enemies, which means you got to whip out that sword and run up on them so that you're close enough to perform those attacks, which charge that art meter for the anchor shot. So you got to get in the fight if you want to refill your health, because the enemies can attack you from a distance. You have to be in melee range to get that off, so just keep that in mind. From what I've discovered when I first started playing the game. Because you use your arts immediately, or save them for when you need bonuses like that HP boost. Yeah. That kind of thing. Because you're always attacking.
Yeah!
You're all...
Yeah! Ha!
See? You're always attacking.
Yeah, I'm feeling stronger than before.
So you have to pick up that potion when the enemy drops it. Just keep it in
An
mind.
entire horizon of white. A sea of clouds. And at its heart, the world tree, piercing the heavens. This is the world we call home. Allrest. Story goes that when the world was young, everyone in Allrest lived on the tree, together with our divine father, the architect. According to the tales, it was a bountiful land. And the people there held the power to command even the heavens themselves. They called that paradise Elysium. But then, one day, we were cast out. Nobody knows why. Perhaps we angered our creator, or perhaps it was something else entirely. All we know is we were forced to leave Elysium to live here in Allrest, where it turns out life was pretty hard. But when it seemed like we would surely die out, the architect took pity on us, sending his servants, the Titans, to save us. The few of us who survived settled on the Titans, and we've lived in harmony with them ever since. But now those Titans are beginning to die out.
Ew.
The brazier does my weary old bones much good.
You want me to move it, Gramps?
No, that's quite all right. Leave it right there.
Righto.
The lip sync is really off. It's bad. Like, really bad. It's like they weren't even trying. That's what I mean about the audio production. It's just not great. And the pacing of the dialogue is not particularly good either. So there's a lot of pregnant pauses. Whale breaching. Again, some of the ideas are kind of half-baked, but some of them are actually kind of interesting.
Not another one. Been happening a lot lately.
More so than before.
I wonder if anyone was living there.
It seems not. And if there had been, they would have all left by now.
Makes sense. Hey, Gramps. Do you think Fonset Village will be gone too one day?
It would not be today or tomorrow, but one day, yes, it will fall.
And you too?
That's how it goes with us Titans. There's no way around it.
Eventually, there'll be nowhere left to live.
Sadly.
So, you Titans were born up there. Is that right?
So they say. For what it's worth. Mind you, I was born here on Allrest. As for my ancestors, who could say where they were born?
Can it really exist? This Elysium, and the Creator, who said to live there?
A land of plenty atop the world tree. If such a place did exist, perhaps we could all live in peace, with no need for fighting.
Sure would be great. For everyone. Even folks in Fonset. If the Divine Architect can see us now, I wonder what he thinks.
Probably think Xenoblade Chronicles 1 was a better game. I played this game for about an hour before starting this video, so I kind of know what to expect. I even beat the first boss. So we'll see how it goes.
All right, back to making money.
Waterworld? Yeah, I guess this is kind of like Waterworld.
I think this haul should be enough for today. Oi, Gramps! Care for a little swim to the Argentum Trade Guild?
How's he watering the plants?
You're planning on selling it now? It's getting toward my bedtime.
Don't play the lazy old man with me. There's plenty of sunshine left.
Kids these days. No respect, I swear.
You see, this game looks really rough on a Nintendo Switch, even on the handheld mode. Like, I'm mounting this Switch into a TV, obviously, recording it on my laptop. So the resolution is going to be a little bit higher, but if you're playing on a handheld screen, the resolution gets really low. Like, really rough. Like, 480p. Like, the visuals get really kind of grainy. So keep that in mind. The game will not look this good on a Switch Lite if you're playing in handheld mode on a regular Switch either. So as good as this game looks when you're recording the footage onto an HDMI connection, it does not look nearly
Why,
this good.
if it isn't Rex? How's business?
Going all right. Else I wouldn't be here.
Fair point. So, which one am I unloading?
We can leave that until I'm done negotiating. Shouldn't be too long.
Well, mooring is 15 gold per half day.
I'll have your gold after I sell the stuff. All right? Later.
Hey, hold on! You know I can't do credit! Ugh, he does it every time, too.
No wallet, I'm afraid.
Figures.
Awesome. This thing's huge, and it's not even a Titan ship.
So again, we'll get some more dialogue a bit later. I'm not going to make you sit through all of it, but there are a lot of sequences where the dialogue's just not particularly great, so I'll keep that in mind. Again, the pacing of the dialogue isn't great in some scenes. We'll get to that. There'll be a lot of tutorials for this early part of the game, so be prepared to read a little bit. Unfortunately, I don't think there's a way to read your old tutorial messages if you skip past them, so you might want to keep that in mind too. And once you've discovered a landmark, you can instantly skip travel. So there's fast travel in this game, just like in Xenoblade Chronicles 1. And it makes getting around a lot easier if you have to do a lot of backtracking. The fast travel makes that a lot more convenient. You can use the D-pad to pick up these controls. So we press up to see the camera controls. We're not going to mess with those just yet. Press left, see the battle controls. That'll be more important later. And there's a second page. Is it chain attack? Yeah, the chain attacks will be explained later. Don't worry about it. Change target to the left. Yeah, well, again, we're not going to deal with a bunch of enemies at once. We'll get to that. Approved combo request. Press right. And we have the ability to auto-run? Oh, okay. I thought auto-run was always on. And we can lure the enemy. That will be explained later in the game. And again, while you have a target selected, you can stop selecting it. So again, that will be explained later. Press down. Eventually a map will open up. Why? So I can't turn off the auto run. Okay. And the map isn't open yet. We'll get to that. See the icon at the top of the screen? That's the red diamond that shows our objective. The game will explain all of this in a few seconds. Top of the screen, that's the compass. So our objective is at the top of the screen right there. Indicates the direction the Rex should be heading in. Rex is our main character, of course. The digits above the mark of the compass show your distance to the location. So it's 36 pips away, I guess. His destination is higher than his current position. You'll see a little arrow above the marker. So that means if it's a floor above you or below you, the game will show you that. We'll get to that later. If it's below you, there'll be an arrow below the mark. Actually, it's right next to the number, in case you're wondering. We'll get to that. Time of day and the weather is on the top left-hand corner, top right-hand corner of the screen, excuse me. And there is a mini-map, which you can expand if you want to. That will be explained later. You can press the left stick to show a full-screen overlay of the map, or keep the mini-map in view. And if you don't want to use the mini-map, fine. I mean, again, it's an easy mode for people like me who might need some help navigating the early parts of the game. We have current objectives. Toggle its visibility with ZR. Yeah. So you can always press the ZR button to see your objective on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. So getting around the game is a bit easier than most RPGs of this era, I think. Well, it's a bit more common now, but when Xenoblade Chronicles 1 came out, it was not as common.
And arrived.
Obviously, I played a lot of Japanese RPGs in my day, going back to the late 80s, early 90s, so... I know how nasty things can get when you're trying to when you're walking around like a chicken with your head cut off through all these densely packed town areas, looking for, you know, a narrative trigger, you know what I mean?
What? That's it?
It's life, Mayor. There's still more than I give to non-friend. If you bring military supplies, then you get good price. Ceasefire between Moor Ardain and Uriah not keep for too much longer, methinks. So weaponry is hot item. Well, what friend think? I'll make it worth your while.
I told you before. I stay away from that sort of thing.
Oh, it's shame. Reg's good salvager. Could be good way to earn pretty penny. Waste of talent, if you ask me. Anywho, where were we?
I'll take your offer. 200 now, and you know what to do with the rest.
Okie doodles. Sending monies to Coroner Fonset Village, is right?
Yeah.
Is a beautiful thing. Sending money home at such young age. I touched. Wish my own dum-dum little pond did same.
It's 'cause Gramps doesn't charge rent. Hey! All right, I'm counting on you.
Roger, pleasure doing business.
Yeah, again, that whole exchange was weird because it's like she's supposed to not be able to use prepositions in her sentences. It's like they tried to make her, like, to be honest, I think they were trying to, like, scrub away some of the generic, stereotypical, you know, dialects that get attached to merchants who don't speak, you know, with perfect English. That's what they seem to be doing.
Hello, Rex.
Papunin, been a while.
Rex looking high spirits? No, how say, yes, Peppy.
Been worse. So, you got something for me? New job, maybe?
Something like that. By the way, Rex come from Fonset Village in Leftherian Archipelago, yes?
Yeah, that's right. Why'd you ask?
You should go straight to boardroom of chairman.
Wait, what's going on?
Chairman Banner asked for Rex by name.
The chairman? For me?
Like I said, the audio, like I said, there was no music, well, I turned off most of the sound effects, but even when I had the sound effects on, that exchange was basically silent. So, again, the voice acting for those characters isn't particularly great. Because, again, it sounds like, you know, stereotypically you would throw an accent on there, like a foreign accent, if you will, to make the characters sound like they're not from the area, because they're not grammatically perfect. But then you end up having characters that sound like this, where they just, for some reason, don't... Like, you could create a voice like that without making it sound like they're just generic voice actor dropping the prepositions on their sentences. I never understood that. You know what they were trying to do with that voice acting. And you can tell what they were trying to do with that dialogue there for the merchants. But they were probably trying to stay away from the stereotypical foreign dialects. I don't blame them for doing that. It's kind of a tired trope, to be honest with you. Okay, see the top of the screen in the center that says 27 pips away? But there's an arrow there, so we gotta go up. So we're gonna take these stairs to go up. You can also see the mini-map. Yeah, we're gonna press the left stick, so you can see where the red icon is. The red dot, the red diamond. That'll get us to where we're going. Here we go. So more of these guys.
Thank you for accepting summons. I, Banner, chairman of Argentum Trade Guild.
Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Me hear from purporting that friend is salvager of some renown. That being case, I have dincy-wincy thing to ask of Rex.
A request straight from the chairman.
Reward is 100,000 gold.
100,000?
Friend here, right? Actually, that just the advance. Another 100,000 provided upon completing job.
200,000 gold in total? I must be dreaming. I'll do it. I hereby swear to use every skill I possess to ensure this job is successful. I promise I won't let you down.
You agree without even hearing details of job?
Oh, right. What kind of job is it?
You really have skills for this?
Of course, I'll be fine.
If you say. Here, crew will explain the task. Bring them in.
Sir?
Okay, we've been framing people. Come on. See, I want you to hear this particular scene because the dialogue in this scene is really rough. And again, you can tell the voice acting and the audio production is not great in this particular scene.
Drivers and blades. Whoa, they look so cool.
So, there's something that we want to haul up. There were some current shifts. It showed up in an uncharted area. But it's a long way down.
Nice. I like a good challenge.
Banner offered to assemble a team of veterans for this job. But this crew very picky. They want small elite team and only from Letheria. That when Banner have stroke of genius should hire Rex.
Ha ha! You made the right choice.
A child salvager. Jen, don't tell me we're gonna have to hire some babysitters for this outing too.
What the hell? You look as much like a kid as I do, lady.
At least I wouldn't wet myself for the promise of a measly £100,000.
What are you trying to say?
Rex, was it? I implore you to excuse my lady's discourtesy.
Dromark, what have I told you about speaking for me? Shut
Drop
your...
it, Nia. Though I do see your point. In any case, it should be easy enough to make sure.
What? Ah! What are you playing at?
Well, well, well.
Malos, what good is it beating up a kid?
You said it yourself, didn't you? What if the kid's not up to it?
I said nothing of the sort.
You did think it, though, right? And anyway, now we know. You'll do right enough. Though you don't look like a driver. Where'd you learn those arts?
Gramps showed me a thing or two, even when I was little. That was his idea of playtime.
Well, you've got some skill, I'll give you that. Guts, too. Kid, you better work hard.
No sigh.
Friends are such rowdy bunch. Here is advance. Use to buy what gear you need, then go to dock on starboard. Banner has arranged excellent vessel for you there.
You got it.
So yeah, that was not particularly stellar. You can tell what they were trying to set up with this, but what's weird about it is that I think the Wii version of this game, the original Wii version of Xenoblade Chronicles 1, was a lot more reserved in terms of its storytelling, because obviously it came out in, 2010? So graphics weren't what they are now, but I guess they figured, okay, let's just make this an anime now. So we'll get to that. Because there are a few moments in this game that are like, okay, let's just make an anime now. We have the horsepower to make cutscenes and the budget to make, better looking cutscenes. We'll get to that later. So we're going to skip. So remember when I said we're going to do some fast traveling? Let's do some fast traveling. We're going to skip right to the return port where the little double pink arrows are. The double pink exclamation marks with the diamond. That's our destination, so let's just go there.
We're here.
We're here.
And that about covers it. All right, I'll see you later. Should be back in a day or two. Take it easy, Gramps.
That does not about cover it in the slightest. Why would you take a job you know nothing about? You don't even know who your employer is.
This came straight from the chairman, remember? What more do you need? Anyway, I'm off. You can take a nap while you wait.
Hey, come back here, will you? Rex!
In case you're wondering, you can skip most of this. You could skip, basically from the beginning of the game right to this part. Does not take very long at all. So if you want to skip all the storytelling, you can. In fact, I might end the video by showing you how much we can skip just by doing this. Big job prep. Well, if we didn't set it as the active quest, what would happen? Well, I just said no. I did not accept the quest, but the tutorial appears anyway, so what are you going to do? Regular quests and ones that are part of the main story. And that's the pink exclamation mark. It does not appear on the compass unless you set a quest as active. You can ignore this feature if you're a seasoned veteran, but we're still trying to learn how to play this game. Ordinary quests aren't vital, so they're optional. The blue exclamation mark is what they're for. So you should see a blue question mark above their heads. So yeah, side quests. That works. So, I don't think we're able to see any of those. No blue question marks. So the game wants us to kind of skip ahead, so let's do that. ZR. Okay, so we're going to have to go to the menus. We're going to have to go to the quest log, I guess. Big job prep. Activate with the A button. So we'll set it as the active quest. We only get 40 experience points for this job. Garbage. We just got $10,000. We just got $100,000 in advance. It's not like we're gonna be able to buy sick weapons or anything. Let's see. Buy an Abyss vest. Skip travel. So where's the Abyss vest? Here in the central part of town. The yellow icon is where my character is. To the yellow icon next to this glowing cursor. That's my character. So we can walk there. That's why to give you some idea about how quickly we can get to our fast travel points if we had to. If we go on foot. So this place is reasonably dense, and I appreciate that. And we'll follow the little icon right here. Here we go. Shinini. Shinini. Good to be seeing again, so... They don't speak English natively, but... Again, I don't blame them for trying to stay away from the foreign voice accents. But from the foreign dialects. So you can buy the Made in Abyss vest. Made in Abyss, of course. Yeah, I got cash, yo. Yeah, just tell everyone in town how much money you have. Sure you won't get mugged. Then again, he almost got killed by a dude with a sword a few minutes ago, so maybe he's feeling frisky. So it'll boost my maximum HP by 24%. You will need that, by the way. So go to the main menu, characters, character setups, and accessories. It's kind of buried deep, but there is a shortcut. No, the X button is for the map. The Y button is for the quest log, huh? Let's see. Why is for auto run, I thought. Doesn't look like it to me.
Up.
Okay, get rid of that. Alright. So talk to Malolo. Oh, sorry, I gotta quit my crap. Let's see. Go to the characters. There is a shortcut. I forget what it is. Accessories. So you put on the Abyss Vest in the slot 1, which gives me 25% more health, basically. So, instant linear upgrade, no complaints. You can turn it off if you want a challenge, but at this point in the game, there is no challenge. There's no challenge. In other words, there's no strategic element there's no strategic element to the combat, really, at this point in the game. Later, yeah, sure, maybe, but not yet. Though don't tell that you know that guy who runs the Beat 'em Ups channel on YouTube? He also did a video about, you know, the my riding stables, but it was clear a dude just bought the game just to goof on it. So he reviewed this game as well, but I got the impression that he was just he bought this game to just kind of goof on it. So we'll see how the combat is. He's not wrong when he says that auto battling is incredibly easy in the first part of the game, but I think it might be too easy to kind of just throw the combat away as meaningless if you avoid any. Like, if you just press the auto attack button, it becomes an easy mode button. At which point, yeah, you're probably cheating yourself. If you play the game without making any strategic decisions whatsoever, yeah, you're probably kind of cheating yourself. But it's like Bayonetta has an easy mode button. You can play the game on easy mode if you choose, but you're basically just wasting your time. It's tell me a story mode, let's be honest. So don't blame the game for having to tell me a story mode. It's like, what is it? Like Final Fantasy 13-2. You can press the auto battle button, or you can do it yourself and just kind of learn how to play the game. I do need to play that game again. I think I have it on PC. If not, I probably have it on the Xbox 360. We'll see how it goes. The plan is to make a bunch more 360 games at some point because, look, it's still wintertime. Well, technically it's early spring here in DC. It's daylight savings time around here. So it's still cool enough that I can afford to turn my PC on and turn my PS4 on and do some stuff. In fact, I'm downloading the Warframe updates. I might play some Warframe later at 60 frames a second. I've been meaning to get around to that. But I probably got kicked out of all my guilds because I haven't played the game in so long. Like, I might just play, I might just play Gems of War or Warframe while the Oscars are on. I admit I probably shouldn't even care about that stuff. I haven't seen any of the nominees. I haven't seen a proper movie, I haven't seen a proper recent movie since, 2019, I don't think. I mean, I've been watching a bunch of stuff streaming, obviously. But most of that's old stuff. No, I haven't seen any of the Spider-Man or the Multiverse movies yet. I haven't seen Black Panther 2 yet. They were actually playing that at the library last month during Black History Month. And I forgot to go watch it because I was late. I wasn't paying attention. That movie came out on Thanksgiving, and it's already on DVD in February. Not complaining, just noting that's how the movie industry is now. A film shows up, makes $500 million and bounces, and it's already out on DVD. So for people who are worried that there is fall damage in this game, so be careful. For people who are worried that the physical DVDs were being removed, basically, hasn't happened. What's the next? The Super Mario movie is going to be out on DVD this Christmas. Don't think it won't be. It's coming out in April, and it will be on DVD this Christmas. So don't even worry about it. Skip travel. So where are we going? We're going to the far east shore. We're going to the far east coast. Do some salvaging. We're going to do some salvaging. Speak with Rururi, who's waiting on the salvage deck. Not him. That's an enemy we're not going to fight, so whatever. There's the salvage point over there, but press the left stick. I have to get the mini-map to show up. Oh, I went to the wrong place, probably. Did I go to the wrong place? Probably. Oh, yeah, I went the wrong direction. That's why. So we need to go east.
We're here.
So we're going this way. Yeah, we're going the wrong way. Okay. So we got to go this way. Yeah, here we go. Got to go this way. The core store. Got to work the core. Here we are. So yeah, apparently there's a system, there's like a mini game where you go treasure hunting, basically. So we're going here. Let's see. So that's the salvage point. As long as you have cylinders handy, you can go here and go fishing, basically. So you're basically going fishing for treasure. You have to do a QTE, and if you do the right timing, you'll get higher quality treasure. But if your timing's off, the value of the treasure will decrease. So the quick time event does matter here a little bit. Type of treasure varies from point to point, sure. If you're short on cylinders, you can always buy some more. Expensive cylinder is likely to get you better quality treasure, but even a cheap one can yield a decent haul. Okay. Oh, heading inside. Check with silver cylinder.
Time for some treasure hunting.
A.
Huh.
A.
Onwards.
That wasn't great, but it was something. This game runs at 30 frames a second in case you're
winning.
I think the game runs at 30 frames a second, I want to say. So, and the frame rate really drops. It tanks in some areas, so especially when I was playing on handheld mode.
No! We lost the upper hand.
Uh-oh. Okay, let's get our weapon out by pressing the A button. So get close to the enemy.
Anchor shot! Ha! I guess I really am the best.
I mean, you can't really dodge those bubbles, so just get close to the enemy, then whip out your anchor shot when it's ready. That's the X button.
Yeah! Ha!
Anchor shot is
Anchor
full.
shot! Ha!
Okay. And in case you're wondering, you get all your health back at the end of the fight, so you don't really have to worry about that.
Treasure acquired.
So I guess every time we go deep sea diving, we might pick up an enemy on the way back. So there is some risk to it.
You're all mine.
But it might be a good excuse to actually get into a fight with an enemy. And I should mention that if you completely fail the salvage, apparently you'll whip out a much stronger enemy. It's very hard to defeat, so that's going to be a problem. So I can't pick a fight with this crab, so I don't know what's going on with that. I do like the music here that plays at night. That's sort of an East Asian flair. An East Asian flair. They throw in that, is it a Chinese violin? It doesn't matter what your response is. You're going to get 3 more cylinders at the end of this conversation. Yeah, so we'll visit the fishy. So we're still... This isn't... Again, there is combat, but there's not much combat here. You might have to go fishing to get... You might have to force some more fights with some fishing. So we can try that one more time, and then we'll go buy some crap. I guess
time for some treasure hunting.
Remember, we have plenty of money, so we can always buy some more cylinders.
Huh. Onwards.
I whiffed on that. I got 1 out of 3.
I'm back. Miss me? Ha! Okay,
yeah,
bring it on.
So I guess he went aggro once we brought up the treasure. I guess he went aggro on us.
Yeah! Ha! Ow!
He can only attack when you're not moving, apparently. So see, we got all of our health back. So any fight, apparently you can die during any fight, but if you die, you just get sent back to the
Treasure acquired.
You just get sent back to the most recent fast travel point. So there's really no, I would say there's no penalty for dying. I mean, do you get to keep your gold? So we can't pick a fight with this guy, but I guess if we do some treasure salvaging, we'll be able to get into a fight with him. So I guess we'll do some more salvaging later. That'll be a chance for us to practice some of the combat. But like I said, it's not really that difficult at this point in the game. Yeah, see, there's the salvaging store. Okay, so I guess we'll just go upstairs. So if we head upstairs, we'll be able to get to the, we have to get to the top floor. We have to go up one more, so you have to go up one more floor. Yeah, here it is. Again, I do like the verticality of this town. So there are a couple. There's a ship we're going to see later with some verticality to its design too. So I'm a fan of that. It makes the place feel dense and lived in. Although some people might like the wide open spaces, but those show up later in the game. I like the idea of making these towns sort of like stacked up and lived in. I do like that. Makes it feel more urban. So we'll buy a couple of these too, I guess. I got plenty of... Whoops, I don't have enough money. I'm not going to buy the Marine Stir Fry. I thought I had more, I thought I had $100,000. I don't remember giving it to anybody. Well, that's right. I don't remember when I spent it. There was a story beat where I sent some money back to town, basically. I had 100K and I sent 90,000 back to town. No, it is. You know how migrants do. They go out, they put in work, and they send a bunch of money back home. You know, it is. Probably the same principle here. Just put in work, send it home. When you take a short rest in a lodging facility, you can use any bonus XP you've earned to boost your level. Bonus XP is experience you earn when completing quests or discovering landmarks. If you come up against a foe you just can't beat, yeah, so that's the thing. But if you like a challenge, you're free to never level up at all. So apparently there's a way you can play the game by like not leveling up ever, and I'm not sure how well that's going to go. Again, I don't think the combat is challenging enough to make that worth it. Okay, so there are a couple of optional quests we can pull up. You can't see them here. They're all on the first floor. Okay. So we'll go to the inn a bit later. We'll activate these side quests before we advance the game. Skip travel and go to the first floor. So you can see the little blue question mark right there. So someone's going to sit right here next to the fast travel point. The landmark.
We're here!
Isolde. Bother. Is something wrong? Just brought some carbo in the harbor that I brought from Uriah. Uriah? Is someone causing trouble? I should probably ask if it's illegal. Oh no, nothing like that. I don't have the cojones for crime. It's nice to help. It's always good to help. Eat the cat. I'm 1 in a million. I better ask for $1 million payment. You know what I'm saying? Because your boy's definitely 1 in a million. Leave it to me, like in Wild Arms. Da, 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 da. I've not played Wild Arms before, but I have heard the music to Ultra Code F, which is very good. Yeah, Wild Arms is some pretty sick music, as I recall. I do have one of the Wild Arms games. In fact, I think I saw the PSP version of Wild Arms. What was that one called?
Treasure acquired.
Focus. So I need to level up, I guess. Like, do I need some skill to open that? What's the affinity chart? We have some skill points. We don't have enough to level up, apparently. Oh, I guess we're going to improve our affinity this way. What's this? Can't increase it yet. Maybe it'll be explained later, I suppose. Enhance the arts. Anchor shot needs... I have 213 WP. See right there above the purple? It says broadsword WP 213, but I need 240 to level it up, so I guess we'll get to that. When you level it up, the game tells you do more damage with it. Okay. So it does about 11% more damage. Not insignificant, but not a huge deal. So I guess we'll come back. So again, you can explore this place where they stack buildings to the sky. They stack boxes to the sky. But again, I do kind of like it. Isn't Tonodon didn't Nomura design this character? Yeah, Tetsuya Nomura. Okay, where's the side quest? Well, there's another side quest I wanted to do, and it's up there somewhere. Give me a sec. We have to go upstairs. There's another quest giver up here. We're gonna hoard a few quests. Give me a second. Then we have to go up one more floor. Give me a second. It's over here. Yeah, it's up here somewhere. Here we go. Should I make the joke about who's the private dick? Aft. Darn straight. He's a complicated man. Leave it to me. Yeah, you're very eager. It's almost like you're doing this for money and experience. It's almost like you're the main character. Yeah, Aft wants us to go to the Bower Lounge. Don't say that wrong. Might sound like a bowel lounge. I had to hold back. I had to avoid making the obvious joke. Although I made a few other obvious ones. So 2 side quests are unlocked here. Well, I could just fast travel there. Yeah, so there are a bunch of side quests. Alright, so we'll head back here. I'm going to head down to the first floor, and I'll come back in a second.
We're here!